What's up guys, it's Saturday night and I am out with Samang taking long exposures. First picture of tonight is going to be that scene right there, a little bit zoomed in, but that's what it's going to be. And the camera that we're using today is a Canon 5D Mark II with the 17 to 40 millimeter f4 lens. So the camera's on and I'm going to sort of run you through the process of how I take the photo. As you can see, the camera's in manual mode. And I've already metered for the scene. The meter reading will give me f8 at around 8 seconds, but what I want to do, you sort of judge by the scene, but if there's very little light, you sort of want to underexpose the image a little bit because the camera's meter will try to balance it out to middle gray. So what I'm going to do is underexpose by 1 stop. So as you can see here, it's around 1 stop or a little bit, depending on the moment itself. Something that you also want to do is put your drive to the timer. I'm putting it on the 2-second timer, just so that's quick. And the reason for that is because you want to be able to not have any camera shake. And unless you have a shutter release, which I don't have today, you'll want that self timer. So now we'll take one shot. And just wait. And that is the first shot right there. I don't know if you can see that too clearly, but it's pretty good. This is the second photo that we're going to take, a little bit wider because I'm using the 17 to 40. It's dark right now because it's on manual, but again, you just meter the scene first, and right now it's 2 stops underexposed. So I like to shoot at, f8 to f11, maybe a little bit higher. So I'll shoot at f10, and because the bright's kind of light, I'm going to use the exposure that's given, and then I'll take the picture. So that's 8 seconds, and I'm using ISO 100 by the way for all of these shots. And even though you're in ISO 100, you will still get a little bit of noise because you're doing that long exposure. And the reasoning for that is I think that the sensor heats up when you do long exposures, and whenever the sensor heats up, I think you get a little bit more noise. So that is the shot. There's a car passing by. Show you the shot again. Oops, wrong button. And that looks pretty good, but there's a little bit of ghosting around the light itself, a little bit of flare. But this photo is good, so we'll move on to the next one. If you guys saw my street light set, this is actually where I took one of the photos. That's like the Mini Cooper in one of the photos. And it was a lot easier to stand in the middle of the street because it was pretty late. It was around, I don't know, after 12 midnight, so there wasn't really anyone on the road. We're now headed to the third location, which is, I actually took a picture there before for my street light set, but it's winter now and the tree that I took a picture of doesn't have any leaves, so it looks a lot interesting than it did before. Well, not a lot interesting, but it looks different. So I am going to try to take a picture of it. This is the third picture that we're going to shoot. Or is it the fourth? I think it's the third. And again, we're going to do the settings. It's already at ISO 100. Sorry that it's out of focus, but can't really do anything. It's at f10, ISO 100. And we are going to try to get the correct exposure. Let's check. So right now it's a little bit underexposed, but we'll try it. And let go. It's getting kind of cold, so this might be the last picture. And let's check. It looks like it could be a little bit brighter, so let's add. Okay, now it's at 5 seconds, f10, ISO 100. Is it getting cold? And there, I think we have it. And I will go maybe get coffee. And then maybe edit these photos tonight.